So, obviously, we know Cheryl Miller is coaching Team USA. Cheryl Miller, or not Team USA, sorry. The opposite, the team that are going to beat Team USA, Team WNBA. She is coaching Team WNBA, and obviously, a lot of us want to see Cheryl Miller as a future coach of the Indiana Fever. Because it's not like she's not one of the GOATs of all time, but also, she's Reggie Miller's sister. You're acting like Reggie Miller is not the GOAT of Indiana, like Indiana Pacers. He's one of the Indiana GOATs. Like, Cheryl Miller would become one of the most the second most popular person in Indiana after, like, Caitlin Clark as far as basketball is concerned. Heck, she might be more popular in Indiana if she becomes a coach than Tyrese Halliburton. But before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're at 23,605 subscribers. If we can get to 23,700 by the end of the day, that would be absolutely incredible. And we will be live for All-Star Friday night. But even from her own sake, I didn't realize the team I'm coaching wants to beat the brakes off our Olympic team. We're going to have a game, folks. Team WNBA on the All-Star game. So yeah, these players, like if you look at the team, Arike dropped off the team because she knew she wasn't going to get picked because of politics. She dropped off the team. If you're looking at Angel Reese, she wasn't even asked to camp in the first place. And she could have gone because she didn't make the Final Fours. So she wasn't even asked to camp. You have Caitlin Clark, who they had the camp when she couldn't go and basically just were like, oh, your start of your career is going to be a trial, but announced your team so early that the only game she played was when she played 11 games in 20 days. That was the only time you could see her. And like, it's looking like one of the worst decisions of all time. You've got Bree Jones, who was left behind for a team who has an injured center when she's better than Brittany Griner. You have Nneka Nwumeke, who got snubbed from the 2014 and 2012 and 2016. And Nneka was definitely snubbed from one. It's 2016. The year she won MVP, she didn't make the damn Olympic team. So she tried to play for Nigeria. This is a team that is like, they're going to want to destroy Team USA. Like, I'm just going to see, again, the WNBA All-Stars. Like, what are these players? Like, what do they have? So, for the teams, I need to just go and see the rosters. The worst part is I can't see the rosters because I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, if you try to find the rosters on the WNBA website, it redirects you to last year's All-Star game, which just sums it up. It just sums up the whole WNBA's website. But you've got DeWanna Bonner, who had to naturalize for a different country, so couldn't play for America. Aaliyah Boston was in the pool, not chosen, despite the fact, again, she's better than Brittany Griner at center. Same with Caitlin Clark. Alicia Gray, I don't know if she has anything against them. Derek Hamby, I'm not sure she has anything against the Aces players, but like, she has something against the Aces. She has something against the Aces, and she's playing for them. Bree Jones was robbed. Jonquel Jones, again, not American. Kayla McBride, I don't know why she hasn't been in the running for Team USA. Has she been? Is Kayla McBride naturalized for another country? Arike, obviously. No, Kayla McBride has not represented Team USA since under 18s. And then obviously Arike dropped off for politics. Nneka got screwed over the year she won MVP. And Angel Reese didn't even get the camp invite. So they're trying to destroy this team. But listen to what Caitlin Clark said about Cheryl Miller as a coach.
Miller practice like?
Gosh, I love Cheryl. I love her brother too. He's awesome. Obviously a Pacer too. We were in a little commercial together, so I love their family. They're just awesome people, and one of the best that's ever played the game. So I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game. So
You know what? That sounds like someone who's excited to play for someone. And it also sounds like Cheryl Miller is thinking long game. It sounds like she's thinking long game. You'll see how, if you don't call me coach until you see how I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. It sounds like long game. Maybe I'm just trying to will this into existence.
It's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game. So, no, but it's super fun. And then obviously Eddie Myers-Drysdale too. Getting to be around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me is super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done. And for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like, it's just super cool.
Miss Cheryl Miller, would you like to become the head coach of the Fever? Indy would go wild whenever her brother visits as well. I'm begging the Fever to try hire Miller, one of the goats of basketball, skilled coach and sister of the greatest pacer. What more could Indiana Fever want or need for a head coach? And also, again, we saw it from just a couple of clips. They actually have some off-ball movement. They actually have like something. They have something as far as like sets and like philosophy is concerned. Heck, this team is going to run probably more advanced sets than the Indiana Fever do. And she's had them coached for one day. They post players actually set screens in proper positions. They roll. They don't just have constant quick hitters. It's not constant quick hitters. It looks like she's putting in a motion offense. Like, it looks like she knows the sport of basketball. Oh my God. Like, it looks like she's putting in an actual motion offense. It looks like she's putting in like high-low passes that involve some post player movement before the high-low and not just dump the ball to a post player at the elbow extended at the three-point line and tell them to just wait until a post player gets positioned and throw the hardest pass in basketball through 5 hands. She actually knows the sport of basketball. And I know that might become an absolute shock to the Indiana Fever. But like, the Indiana Fever might actually go and freaking hire a coach that knows the game. Who would have ever guessed? But like, if she wants to coach and she's not hired tomorrow, like if she wants to be the Fever coach, like I don't know if she wants to. Maybe this is just like a thing that we're trying to speak into existence. If she wants to be the Fever coach and Christy Sides is not fired on the spot to hire Cheryl Miller, Lynn Dunn needs to be fired on the spot. Because they've got a month. I'd offer her the job right now, and if she says yes, you fire Christy Sides and you hire her. If she says no, you fire Christy Sides, and you know, like the anonymous Raw GM where it was just a laptop. You try to train. You just type into chat. Hire anyone who knows how to type, and just type a couple of basketball things into ChatGPT and ask them to find you some YouTube videos for some plays, and then show the YouTube videos to the team. And I think they'll still do a better job in Christy Sides. So yeah, that is basically it. So Caitlin Clark, I'd say, would be very, very happy. Like, how excited she was to even just talk about Cheryl Miller and being coach playing for Cheryl Miller. If you asked her about playing for Christy Sides, her answer would probably be, I really like playing for the Indiana Fever. That's probably what her answer would be about Christy Sides. But yeah, it is what it is. A bit of a crazy old situation. But please, Lynn Dunn. You've been incompetent for your entire spell as GM. You have looked into drafting Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. You have not done anything good. You gave Erica Wheeler a max contract. You signed Christy Wallace. You gave Katie Lou Samuelson a 2-year contract of a near max. You have been completely incompetent for 2 years. You got so lucky that you got the best young combo in the entire WNBA. Do not mess it up by keeping the coach that you hired who can't coach. You can't, like, you got lucky that you got the number 1 pick, so you had to take the clear number 1 pick twice in a row. But other than that, you've been terrible in free agency. You've hired a terrible coach. You've given out dumb contracts. Please, for once, do something good, Lynn Dunn.